Hi everyone. Today I would like to discuss on the clinical terms which we use during our job. I provide the clinical SaaS training starting with the base, advanced, and also I provide coaching on project separately. I discuss on the SDTM, ADAM, and TLF programming, and also I provide coaching for the interview preparation. So today I will discuss mainly on the clinical terms. So clinical terms plays a very important role during a job or due to or uh, on regular job activities. So first one is the adverse event. So adverse event is a safety event, or I can call it as a safety information. So when a subject takes or after the administration of the drug, there might be chances of some untoward medical occurrences happens to the subject. So this information we will capture in the SDTM level in AE dataset. It is a SDTM AE dataset. Then once the information is captured, we will make additional information in the ADAM dataset. It is called as a ADAE dataset. Typically, SDTM datasets are 2 letters characters and ADAM datasets are with 4 letters characters. And the next term is algorithm. It is a process or procedure. We write a step to resolve or to resolve an issue or given task. Usually we use this term very regularly to perform uh, activities in the job duties. Algorithm, it is synonymous to the way of writing or writing the steps in the program. It is a step by step and algorithm should be understandable to the people who can read the program. Next is analysis set. So like once the data is present, might be the data might be raw data. That raw data we cannot use directly for any analysis. The raw data should be processed into standard data. That standard data again processed into with some additional information, then it is called as a analysis set data. So this analysis set data directly we can make the tables or listings or graphs based on the requirement. And you can see the definition here, a set of subjects whose data are to be included in the main analysis. This should be defined in the statistical section of the protocol. We are going to discuss this statistical part and the protocol in coming slide. Next is ARM. It is very important term in the uh, in clinical study. ARM is nothing but it is a sequence of planned elements. Typically, it is equivalent to the treatment group. So what is a sequence? It is a sequence means once the clinical study starts, the first step might be screening. The first step is screening, followed by treatment, then follow-up. So this is the typical easy sequence of elements within a treatment. So there might be chances that in the treatment 1, 2, 3, 4 might be present. And also if the study demands or wants to do treatment 4, treatment 3 and treatment 2 and treatment 4, 1, so there is a set of the subjects present. So the screening, treatment 1 and follow, these are the subjects are one group, and the screening, treatment 3 and follow, this is another subject. And screening, treatment 2 and follow up, this is one group. And screening, treatment 1 and follow up, these are the another set of treatments. So a planned sequence of elements typically equivalent to a treatment group called as a arm. Arm, there are like 4 variables in the SDTM demographics: arm, arm code, actual arm code are present in the SDTM DM dataset level. Next one is the baseline assessment. Very important definition, and we have the variable in the BDS BDS datasets as a base. Base usually when the subjects gets the treatment, before that the blood sample or analysis to be performed to see the effect after the drug. So this sample collected before the treatment or before taking of the medication, it helps to compare the data after the taking or during the treatment. So baseline definition is very important. It is a last non-missing, very important, last non-missing observation of a particular analysis result is a baseline. And it is conducted as per the protocol test for a subject. And there might be chances that for particular test only baseline values are present, and if we can see the results baseline and post baseline. Usually in the BDS level people call sorry, in the BDS level we do analysis for the baseline and post baseline analysis. We create baseline flag called analysis baseline flag in BDS level to identify particular record. And bioavailability. So there are four important terms in the clinical. Uh, it, they talk about the drug administration. They are like absorption, distribution, metabolism, and elimination. If the person is taking or in during the clinical trials also by oral route, the drug should enter, should first, it should like after taking the medication, the drug should absorb through the gastrointestinal tract to the different body part organs. Then it should absorb. Absorb means it passing from the one part through the membranes from the one part to another part. Then within the organ that the drug should distribute. That is called distribute. After distribution, some part of the drug is eliminated, so that is called elimination. So the bioavailability term, usually the term we discuss in the biopharmaceutics, and the bioavailability called rate and extent of the drug absorbed into the particular body site within the body. Bioavailability and bioequivalence, this is the another term usually we use. Equivalency means when we compare two products, how much they are similar. Usually generic products, there is a limit like 80 to 125 percentage generic product should match to the innovator product or comparator product. Bioequivalency is very important, and bioavailability, bioequivalence, both are related or linked variables, linked terms, and these two terms to better understand absorption, distribution, metabolism, elimination terms are to be understood. Next one is biostatistics. It is it's a broad term and important term. Usually, when we perform the job responsibility as a SAS programmers, if we take our in our in our job, like a statistician will be present. So he comes from the biostatistical department. So they deal with the statistical understanding on the study. The statistics, it is a wide topic, and The statistician will help to write the statistical analysis plan. As a SAS programmers, whenever they start dealing with some issues, SAS programmers will approach to the statistician, and statistician will review the specifications before finalization of the data sets. Next one is blinded study. Blinded study is blinded clinical study. Clinical study performed on the humans to see or to check the uh, importance of the drug based on the objective of the study. But due to the treatment biasness, the results might be vary. To reduce that biasness, clinical studies will be conducted in a blinded manner. So the blinded manner meaning is whatever the medication subjects are taking, they are not aware. Subjects are nothing but who are participating in the clinical study. In the SDTM IG, they mentioned whoever participating in the clinical study, whether patients or healthy volunteers, we can call them as a subjects. And blinded study means a study in which subjects, the investigator, or anyone assessing the outcome are unaware of the treatment group or treatment assignments to the particular subject. Next term is carryover effect. So any medication after taking it present in the body and it will present few days after the treatment. So that is called carryover effect. So this carryover effect mainly depends on the drug's off life. Usually, like off life means how much percentage of the drug eliminated, 50 percentage of the drug eliminated from the body. So it is like 100 will go to 50, 50 go to 25, 25 go to 12.5, 12.5 go to 6.25, 6.25 goes to 3.125. So usually, typically, one drug molecule takes 5 off lives. The half-life of the drug varies based on the drug. Some drugs take 2 days, some drugs take 48 hours, some drugs take 36 hours. So to completely remove from the body, usually they will keep some washout period to the subjects. Otherwise, if the same subject is taking medication 1 and followed 2, and if we give the after 1 immediately 2 medication, there might be some carryover effects come during the treatment too, and it gives confusion whether that particular adverse events comes due to the treatment 1 or treatment 2. So to avoid that, usually we do washout period. Next one is the case report form. Case report form is a very important. So this is a electronic document or paper document. It helps to record all the protocol required information, and typically this information will be filled by the site people during the clinical trial process. There are some options like drop down buttons present. They can select the data given by the subjects, or there is some free text columns or like rows also present. They can be filled, and eventually the CRF information will be moved to the as a raw data to the SAS programmers to see the data. And once the data is annotated, like once the CRF is annotated as it is called as a ACRF, and ACRF will be converted into the standard SDTM variables, and the SAS programmers will do sometimes the annotations. Then again this moves to the SDTM data set, then this data goes to the ADAM level. Ultimately, the data starts from the CRF form filling. Next one is the categorical data. So categorical data means this is like the grouping data, like you can say the age group like 18 to 50 years, sorry, 18 to 30 years, again 35 to 50 years, 60 to 80 years. This is the categorical data. We cannot do any mean analysis, just we can count like how many subjects are present. For example, in AE data set, there is a for the AE severity, we have values like a severe, moderate, more mild. So we can count. We cannot take any mean, moderate, mean mode for this. Just we can calculate the count. That is called categorical data. Usually we use proc frequency processor to count in the by using a SAS processor. Next one is CDISC standard terms. So CDISC stands for the Clinical Data Interchange Standards Consortium. They typically develop some standards to to submit the regulatory documents. They make the documents which is useful or which helps to fast approval of the process. Typically, SAS programmers use SDTM related and ADAM IG related guidelines. Of course, we can see define and other related documents which are helpful for the submission. CDISC is a non-profit, and they will with a group of from the different organizations, they work and they will helps to the people in from the from the guidelines. Next one is a class. So class, we have there is a definition of objects with properties that all subjects in the class have in common. In data modeling, a class defines a set of objects that shares the same attributes, relationships, and semantics. So we can, I can talk here SDTM classification here. The SDTM classification is divided into subsections. So in the subsections like adverse event or demographics or laboratory test results, they are called as a domain, and they share the typical similar topic variable. Means the information present in the demographics are only subject related information, and laboratory about they talk about the laboratory test code. Next one, the clean database. So when the information is collected from the CRF, then it is called as a source data, and the source data should be converted into the SDTM data sets. These SDTM data sets helps to make the analysis data sets. So there might be we can see some typographical issues or some special characters or some missing values when we see the data in a source level. So this typically data managers helps to clean the data, and SAS programmers also, when the programming, if they see any data issues, they can inform to the team like a lead programmer or data manager. With the help of them, we can get the clean database so that the final results or outputs or tables, we can see the summary of the clinical study. Usually non-clean data is not acceptable, means it is a non-standard data. It is required to be cleaned. It is required to be cleaned without any issues. Next is clinical data. So data is a very general term. Data is a general term. Clinical data talks about the clinical subjects or subjects who participated in the clinical study. Typically data collected in the Excel format, and in the Excel format we can see in the like rows and column. And the columns we can call it as a variable, and rows we can call it as a observations. Usually in the SDTM level or ADAM level, we can identify particular subject in observation and in the particular observation value, we can see a particular variable. As per the SDTM IG, the variable qualities are like attributes are like the variable length should not be 8 characters and the label should not be 40 characters. All SDTM variables are standard and we cannot change any variables. And Adam dataset also have the same principle with 8 characters length and 40 characters label, and we can update and we can change the variables or we can keep as such. And to follow this, we usually follow SDTM IG or Adam IG guidelines to include the variables in the dataset level. Of course, there is a custom datasets present in the SDTM IG. There are certain guidelines and principles are present in the SDTM IG. Next one is clinical development plan. It is a typically how and what should go during the clinical process. It contains some methods, process, and what are the sequential steps to be collected or to be informed for the subjects or team who is participating in the clinical study. It contains with the timelines, with some durations. Typically, clinical studies based on the study objectives goes from days to years. So in each stage, what are the things to be performed, to be analyzed is typically present in the clinical development plan. Next one term is a clinical efficacy. So there are two important terms, safety and efficacy. Safety talks about the subjects, how the subject is performing during the clinical studies, and of course after the clinical study. And the efficacy, how come and what level of the subject got benefited by taking the medication, that is called efficacy. There are separate objectives present for the safety objectives and the efficacy objectives will be present in particular study. And SDTM IG also have separate guidelines, separate domains for the safety and efficacy. And typically in the Adam level also we can separate safety and efficacy data sets. Typically oncology data sets, ADTTE data sets, we can call as one of the efficacy data sets. Of course, based on the therapeutic area where you are working, CNS and oncology, neuroscience, eye treatments, ophthalmology, every data set, every study can have safety and efficacy data sets, and both can have this objective in the protocol and the statistical analysis plan. Safety and efficacy plays very important role, and efficacy is more efficient, like it really tells how much subject got treated. If you see here, the appropriate pharmacological activity specified indicated in the humans, we can estimate by the efficacy. You can see in a particular protocol primary and secondary efficacy parameters. Next, clinical study. Clinical study, it is a broad term for particular disease condition we can perform. Clinicaltrials.gov covers are the persons who want to who are conducting clinical trials. It contains the clinical trials related information. We can see the status of the study in the clinicaltrials.gov website. It contains lot of studies, whether it is a phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, and also it contains lot of information including the objective of the study, how many members involved in the clinical study, and additional information also present in the clinicaltrials.gov. And it contains all the study information. Next is same data, clinical trial data, clinical trial data. These are all synonyms. Next one is the combination product. Typically, when one or two molecules combines as a product, we can call it as a combination product. When the drug product is singular or only one, it contains the medication, that is called singular product. When it contains two molecules, then it is a combination product, and there might be chances that two or more products also can present. Typically, when the tablets are there, they're called as a bilayer tablets or combination products or combined tablets. And typically, we can call combination products are more efficient than singular product. Of course, it should be justified by the clinical trials or data. We can see combination products results also in the clinical trials.gov website. Usually, when the product is a combination product, we can see like a 10 by 20 means if there are two products, the one is 10 mg, another product is 20 mg. If another product is 5 by 10 mg, means one is the 5 mg and 10 mg. There are the lot of products available in market. We can check that what is the strength of this. Next one is the consent form. So the consent form is a important document. Before the clinical trial starts, the subject, whoever participating in the clinical study, they should read and understand the process of the clinical study. Like it contains typically in brief, what is the objective of the study and how long the clinical study goes, how many times they can visit the clinical center based on the requirement as per the study schedule. And also it contains what are the pros and cons will come during the may come, and that responsibility will be taken care by the clinical study team. That information will be present in the consent form. Typically, he or she signs on the document. He is agreeing that he is participating in the clinical study. After the signature, after signing of the form, also subject can withdraw and he can discontinue the clinical study. And if he don't want to discontinue, he can continue also in the clinical study. But in consent form signature is one important. We have the variable in the SDTM DM for this reference start like inform consent date, inform consent start, inform consent date, sorry, inform consent date variable present. Next, just now we discussed about the CRF data, CRF and CRF data. Data which talks about the CRF data, all are related terms. So if the information is collected on the CRF paper, then it is called paper type CRF. Typically, this paper type CRF, again, it should be transferred into the electronic format by typing. The usually some people has a job responsibility, they transform the paper CRF information into electronic document. Next, crossover trials. A trial design for which subject's function is their own control and assigned to receive investigation product and control. Yeah, crossover trials. So based on the study, subject can take individual drug product. At the same time, the study demands to compare another product. So the same subject can take the additional product also, means crossover. And the parallel means here, parallel means the two groups will present and two groups will take two separate products. But in the crossover, the same subject, after washout period, he will take another product. It is called as a common, it is called like a crossover. So there are advantages with the crossover and there are disadvantages with the crossover trials. And of course, there are advantages with the parallel study and disadvantages with the parallel study. For example, one of the advantage, if we want to check two medical product efficiency, since only once within the same subject is takes the two medications, we can see the how much drug is affected within the body based on the drug concentrations. Typically, with washout period means based on the off-life of the drug, two, two medications or two treatments can be given to the subjects. So parallel and crossover are different, and in the crossover study, the subjects will take multiple treatments. Data, same the data, clinical data or any data, any type of data, financial data, any type of data uh, contains some information. And metadata is data which talks about the data which talks about the data. And typically when the SAS programmers on the work on the data, during the data they can see data level data, metadata level data, variable level metadata, variable level data, value level metadata, valuable level data. They can say typical types of data like data set level data, variable level data, value level data. They can see this type of data. Next is data collection of the clinical data. So it is typically happens when the subjects comes to the clinical center or through the over the phone, or whenever he comes to the clinical center, he will provide the information. It will be captured, then processed into the databases. That database information will be programmed by SAS programmers to get the reports through SDTM datasets and ADAM datasets. Data type. There are typically two types of data. One is a character type and numeric type. We can see in the SAS as numeric data will be presented to the right side and the character data will be presented in the left side. We can present numeric data as a character data and a numeric character. We can present numeric data as character or numeric, but character data we can present only as a character. In the SDTM, we have a lot of the character variables, but is in the ADAM level, we can create the numeric variables for the process of the data for the analysis purpose. And when we make the specifications, we can see the one separate column data type. So we need to fill that column whether particular variable values, whether is a data or numeric data or character data. And typically the maximum length in the character data is 200 characters, and for the numeric the maximum length is 8 characters. Next one is validation. Typically in the SAS programming job, there are two types of jobs will be performed as a primary programmer or validation programmer, means who checks others data or output properly or not. So there are some process for the validation process. Here I want to tell you validation is nothing but cross checking or following the same rule, and by following the same rules the output is getting verified whether any issues or differences is present or not. Database. It is a collection of information typically organized in a very systematic manner in a database, and it should be easily retrievable or uh, uh, get as soon as possible. Database log. It is very important. During the clinical trials, the data flows every day based on the collection of the information. Typically one day happens, all the information will be collected. After that, no more data will be uh, come for the analysis. That is fine. But during the regular process, there might be interim analysis required or some other analysis to be performed. So the data management team, they log the database. By that, the new information will not be flowed into the data, so that the data will be stabilized, so that the reports can be generated on the stabilized data. And The database lock is typically they do the cleaning activities to the data, means cleaning activities in the sense any missing information or any uh, like missing information or any case proper case lower case or some any update is required in the data, missing forms, and all the things will be checked before the database lock, and it is very important step. And based on this database lock, the database versions will be provided like A, B, C, E, like that. Next one is the dataset is collection of information. Usually, typically, this dataset called as a with variables and observations. Variables, just I discussed, these are the column headings. We can have multiple variables in particular dataset. We can call as a SDTM datasets or ADAM datasets. Next one is the define.xml. Define.xml, it helps to reviewers and it gives the overall picture uh, of the data to the reviewers. It contains multiple tabs. Usually it given in the XML format. It contains about the specifications, value level information, variable level information, where class information, all conditions, control terminology, code list, all information will be present in the define.xml. It is a very systematic hyperlink document. It contains all data sets which are present in the data set. Whatever the sponsor want to submit to the clinical to the regulatory body, the data should be presented. So when making the define.xml, the companies the team makes the SDRG and ADRG. SDRG is calls for Study Data Reviewers Guide, and ADRG called Analysis Data Reviewers Guide. These are the very typical important and typical documents. Next one is the discontinuation. So once the subject is signed on the informed consent form, he may discontinue from the study, or due to some adverse events also subjects may discontinue from the study. So those subjects are called discontinued subjects. So typically disposition data set contains the status of the subject's information. Okay. So the earlier I said for the bioavailability bioequivalence, there are 4 terms are interrelated: absorption, distribution, metabolism, elimination. Distribution is distribution of the drug within the body. There are some certain principles are present, but we should have good understand, like we should have meaning, we should know about the distribution of the we should know about the meaning of the distribution. Usually pharmacokinetics, like it is the process of checking the data. So it helps for understanding of the drug distribution within the body. Next one is the domain. So it is a typical collection of observation with a specific or same topic variables. The definition is given in SDTM IG guidelines. So same typical or same type of uh, topic where topic values will be collected as a all observations is collected as a domains. For example, for the findings general observation class, we have suffix of test code, and for the interventions as a TRT, and for the events TERM means terms. These are the suffix, and it is also interview question. What is the typical topic variables for particular domain? So double-blinded study. So usually clinical studies are conducted to reduce the biasness. Clinical studies will be conducted. So there are multiple like single blinded, double blinded, and triple blinded. The subject who doesn't know who is involving in the clinical study, then single blind study. Here in the double blind study, neither the subject nor the investigator both does not know about the drug molecule, then it is called double blind study. The double blind study or single blind study are very important. And during after the programming approach, these are unmasked. After unmasking, we need to check the programming steps about the drug. It is very, very important because the subject, we need to check the some conditions and observations also. We need to check which subjects and treatment groups and given. And CRF is a case report forms. This might be present as a eCRF or paper CRF. Next one is edit checks. Edit checks, it is a process of checking the data. For example, AE severe, we have the control terminology in the SDTM level, mild, moderate, severe, but someone has wrote like as uh, very severe, but we don't have the control term for the AE severity as a very severe. So the very will be removed or to be checked with the clinical, like the site people. What is the intention to write the very? So edit checks helps to check the data consistency. They maintain the quality of the data. Frequently, edit checks to be performed on the data, and usually data managers people will check the data integrity. They will be having some thumb rules once the protocol is finalized, how the data is processed, flowed through the CRF. They cross check the data. They check visit information, like all the variables, source level data information will be cross checked. Otherwise, the data is called as a non-clean or not clean data. Next, same thing is efficacy. Just now I discussed there are two important terms, safety and efficacy. Efficacy tells about the pharmacological effect of a drug on a subparticular for the disease condition. And there are primary efficacy, secondary efficacy, some objective or endpoints will be present. Next one is essential documents. Essential documents along with the protocol and some specifications, study documents, some essential documents also provided. These are the essential documents, might be the review meetings or some conclusions or some summary of the informations will be presented, and this will be available to the team for the review purpose. Exclusion criteria. So inclusion and exclusion criteria will be applied to the subject, and based on the some certain or some conditions, subject will be considered into the study. If the subject is not fulfilling to that condition, subject will be excluded from the study. That those are called inclusion and exclusion criteria. We have the domain inclusion exclusion criteria also. Just good clinical practice. The process of conducting the clinical trials in a smooth and very clean manner as per the standards called as a good clinical process. Not only conducting the clinical trials, collecting the information from the subjects and reporting and maintaining for the each and every subjects, because data is very important and confidential. Inclusion criteria, like how we have the exclusion criteria, we have the inclusion criteria also present. Inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria will be present in the protocol based on the study requirement objectives. The statisticians or medical team, like usually the typical medical writers will medical professionals, they will write the condition. They consider all the important points like age, subjects, sex or gender, and subject conditions like health condition, and subjects any existing disease conditions, or subject previous history. All the things, whatever the required for the clinical study to be performed, those will be mentioned. One of the age limit factor also they will consider. And informed consent, this we discussed already. Next one is interim analysis. Interim analysis, like when the clinical studies goes for long time, like 2 years, 3 years, and the intermediate or in between, the data checking plays an important role, because by that we can understand how the data is coming, whether we are meeting the objective or not. Otherwise, after 2 years, if we check the data, we may see the surprise on the data, and it really pain like if the results are not good. So to check the data, how much, like what is the status of the data, how the subjects receiving the drug, that information we collected, we can see in the interim analysis. And for the interim analysis, separate database log date will be provided, and it will be off time, like based on the clinical study duration, the interim analysis performed. In the interim analysis, they will produce reports, and for that reports, SAS programmers will make data sets, and they will compare between the like pre-interim also if required. With the interim analysis, typical all reports will be generated in the form of tables, listings, and figures. It will be collected for all the subjects, whoever the subjects participated in the clinical study, and it is one of the milestone or achievement of doing the interim analysis. Investigational product. Investigational product is nothing but which product you are want to do clinical studies or you want to do analysis, perform the analysis, that is called investigational product. Next one is the missing data. Missing data, typically numeric data will present as a period and the character data will present as a missing information. Usually missing information will present as a single quotations or double quotations for particular character variable, and the numeric variable will present it as a period. This is called missing data. So missing data will be presented like it will come due to some reasons, like subject, for example, date of birth, the subject may refuse to provide the date of birth, or some information which we cannot collect, that is called also missing data. Missing data to be cross-checked with the site team why the missing data is present in the data, because some conclusions we cannot consider with missing data. We can see in the data like when we do some proc-freq, definitely we can see what are the values are missing for particular observation, like particular variable. We can count as like two observations are missing that in particular variable values. And it is very important, if the any missing data information is present in the data level, unless it is a expected and permissible. Of course, even expected variable also to be cross-checked with the data team if by chance some data is not collected or miss the data. The missing any data for the required variables should not be missing. If it is missing, it is called as a incomplete data set. The all required variables should have the information or data. Next, multi-center clinical trials. So some studies will be performed in multi-center, like different geographical locations. In typically, we can see in the protocol and the title, like the double-blind study with multi-center trials, means they will perform across the globe If they are conducting in the multi-center, we can see central labs and local labs, information in the laboratory, and we have LB-NAM variable to identify whether it is a central lab or local lab in the SDTM LB level. And by that we can see different geographical people, clinical, the drug distribution of the same product with a drug distribution in the different people. Clinical studies can be conducted in a single location or multiple locations. If it is conducted in the multiple location, it is called as a multi-center trial, and protocol defines and demands whether to be conducted in a single trial, in a single location or multiple locations. Non-clinical study is nothing but it is not performed on the human subjects. Next one is the observation. Typically observations are rows, and any information in the variable level information is collected on the column. All the subjects information will be present in the row wise. Typically the unique subject ID information we can see under different variables. So collection of different variable values fulfills the observation. We can say some missing observation for particular variables, and for some variables there is no missing observations. Original data is source data from where the data is coming, like from the subjects. It is a proof or it is a non-processed data. It is a very original data. Next one is the open label study. So blinded study, open label study. Open label study is the drug on, like, the clinical trials process product will be known to the subjects. It is known. A trial in which subject and investigator knows about the product each subject is receiving. It is a opposite of the blinded study. Again, blinded studies are single blinded, double blinded, or triple blinded studies. Outcome of the adverse event. So we have the variable in the SDTM AE, that is AE out. So means what happened to the subject after experiencing the adverse event. Like that by that adverse event subject is recovered, or that adverse event is resolved, or it is like multiple options also present and some control terminology also present if required for these variables, like recovered or resolved, recovering or resolved, not recovering, not resolved, or we can see as a fatal, also we can see as unknown values as a control terms for this variable. Next one is a parallel study. So parallel studies and crossover trials. So parallel studies means that different groups will typically goes very parallelly, and like if the clinical study has like 10 subjects, the 5 subjects will be in one group and another 5 subjects will be another group, and 2 groups will be go like parallelly. But in the crossover study only 5 subjects will present in the first will be taken one as a one treatment, then after washout period they will take another treatment. That's why it is called as a crossover, parallel and crossover. All this happens after the randomization of the subject. Once the subjects are signed on the screen document, sorry, consent form, like informed consent form, then the randomization happens to the subjects, and during the randomization, we can came to know like the treatment group of the subject. Next one is the placebo. Placebo, it is called as a non-active medical ingredient. To check the drug effect means to check the active drug effect, and to check with the non-active drug effect, usually clinical studies will be conducted and compared the results with the placebo. Placebo typically does not contain any drug molecule, but it contains or it looks similar to the drug product. whether it is a solution form or whether it is a solid tablet form. We can make any product without any medical product. Usually, typically clinical studies will be conducted to comparison purpose with the placebo drug. Preclinical studies. Preclinical studies will be conducted on the to check whether how the drug will be efficient. Clinical studies, preclinical studies. Preclinical studies mainly are typically conducted on the animals, and clinical studies will be conducted on the humans. Next one is the protocol. Protocol is a very important document. It should be approved before starting of the before starting of the clinical trial, and it will be amended also based on the requirements. Typically, protocol contains the title, and also it contains the objective of the study, like a safety object and like efficacy object, and it contains some subsection also, and also it contains inclusion exclusion criteria. It contains the study design diagram, and also it contains inclusion exclusion criteria of the subjects, and it typically describes what is the objective of the clinical study and some drug information. If the subject required to do or uh, take any device for the clinical studies, it will talks about the device, how to insert and how to remove, what are the things to be followed the clinical studies, what are the action, what are the requirements to be performed, and what are the visits to be like tested, what are the like laboratory results, ECG, vital signs, and whatever the test to be performed, even it includes laboratory tests, what are the tests to be performed for subject during the clinical studies, all the information will be typically present. So for the SDTM making, the few of the documents we can tell, like a protocol, ECRF, specification. Protocol gives a overall like a picture of a clinical study. Typically, it contains like some pages based on the clinical study. Understanding of the clinical study mainly about the visit information, visit information and disease condition. Understanding of the protocol for few pages, it is very important for the SAS programmer. Two documents like a protocol, statistical analysis plan. These are the two documents are very important. For the protocol helps for the SDTM purpose mainly, and for the ADAM purpose we refer statistical analysis plan. Of course, protocol wherever some information required we can throw. Protocol also gives some definitions for the some important terms we can refer wherever and whenever we want to see. Next one is the protocol deviation. Like some subjects are during the clinical studies, like whatever the information is presented in the protocol cannot, sometimes it will be missed knowingly, unknowingly it will be not followed, so then it is called as a protocol deviation. So all protocol deviations will be documented, and protocol deviation information also can be created as a listings for the submission purpose. Next one is a query. Query is question. Usually, like when we submit the document to the regulatory, they may ask queries, questions, how this data has come, or what is the condition for this, or usually we can check the queries by using the SAS program. Also, we can write some queries. Typically, SQL language we can call it as a query, structured query language. So this is like you are writing a one condition to check the particular condition. Next, randomization. Randomization is a process like once the subject is signed on the informed consent form, then subject will go for the randomization. After the screening, the subject go for the randomization, means assigning of the treatment to the subject. Next, raw data. It is a source data, raw data. It will be collected in the different forms based on specific to the particular domain. It is very important to have the raw data. It will always raw data helps for the traceability purpose. When we make the ADAM data set, how the ADAM dataset information we can check the SDTM, and how the SDTM information came, we can check the raw data. Raw data or source data, these are the synonymal data, synonymal terms, which helps to check the data, how the data came present in the source level and how the data is processed into ADAM level. We can check, or we can check how the data transformed into SDTM. How we have the double blinds, like triple blind. We have the single blind study also, like single blind study, double blind study, triple blind study. We have even here, like in the single blind study, the subject who is participating in the clinical study, he does not know about the drug molecule. And here in the investigator and subject, it is called, if they don't know, it is called single blind. Here, even whoever doing the analysis, that person also does not know, then it is called as a triple blind study. So in the single blind study, the subject who is not participating, who is participating in the clinical study, he does not know, then it is called as a single blind study. Even sometimes investigator also doesn't know, then it is called as also single blind study. Next, source data, raw data. These are synonymal terms. Next one is statistical analysis plan. SAP, usually typically call it as a SAP. SAP is a very important document. It contains study objective, and also it contains how to deal particular derivation. If any missing information is present, how to consider the missing information. That information is present in the statistical analysis plan. It contains the information and dataset wise, like what is the study visit windowing information present for the laboratory datasets. It also defines some definitions. For example, in adverse event, the important definition called treatment emergent adverse event. That information it captures how many days we should consider for the treatment emergent flag definition. It defines, and also it tells if the study wants to keep some criterias, that also it defines mainly for the ADVS and ADEG datasets. Of course, with the help of the SAP only, the typically SAS programmers will make the ADAM datasets. With the help of the specifications and the SAP are both plays very important to make the ADAM datasets. Next one is the study design. There are multiple different types of study designs present. It all depends on the what type of the molecule the sponsor want to test, or want test on the humans, or to conduct the clinical studies. Every study contains typical study design. In the study design, it involves like a type of objective and design, number of subjects, lot of things will be involved in the study design. Next one is tabulation dataset. So usually typically SDTM and ADAM dataset, SDTM dataset is called as a tabulation datasets, like study data tabulation, study data tabulation dataset. And this is the very important term in the treatment emergent adverse event. And any event that occurs, okay, after the taking of the medication, that event may or may not related to the drug, but treatment emergent adverse event is any event which occurs after the taking of the treatment, and it is not necessary to related to the drug, but it should be part of the treatment emergent adverse event. And typically in the ADAM level, we will create one variable called TRTEMFL, treatment emergent flag. It is very important, and multiple reports or tables will be generated with the help of treatment emergent flag. Yeah, same here, triple blind study, double blind study, single blind study, triple blind study. And here the maximum of the people doesn't know about the drug product, like investigator and organization person, and the subject, nobody knows about that blind study, like about the drug molecule. Next one is unblinding. Typically, unblinding happens like once the treatment is completed to the subjects, or the subject typically gets some adverse event, and if the drug is blinded and subject gets very typical adverse event, so to understand this adverse event, it can be unblinded. Next is validation. Validation is cross-checking of the data, like we discussed a few minutes back. Typically, SAS programmers will be like a primary programmers and validation programmers. Validation programmers will perform the same type of job responsibilities, but they cross-check whether the output is as per the expected or not. If it is not, they will cross-check the primary programmers. If both are not in a same manner, they can check with the lead programmer to get to resolve the issue or to come into the same page. Thank you. This is the end of the clinical trials or clinical terms session.